I'm Carl Burton, 26, unemployed, and I'm not quite sure how to describe myself because I don't really have a position or anything to call mine. I'm involved to gain experience that I wouldn't necessarily be able to gain on my own back. Whether it's to cover the costs of going to Australia or even just finding people to go with. Because even if I had the funding for it or had the means otherwise to get there, then I don't think I know anyone else that would. And if I did go with other people, it would just be a holiday, and I don't want a holiday. I want to work. I want to do something.
What do you think precariousness might mean?
At the risk of sounding fairly unintelligent, I haven't a clue. I get the idea it's like uncertain living, not being able to tell with certainty what tomorrow's going to bring, and being on benefits for even a short amount of time is basically that. I mean, I know the tasks the job centre set you to gain your benefit are may seem small and fairly simple, but when you've applied for everything you can find in the space of a couple of weeks and then there's nothing the next week, then it's your money getting stopped, not theirs. It's problem with living on a low income, whether it's from a low paid job or on benefits. It's every penny matters. I mean, for instance, there was a few weeks back, it was nothing anyone could do to help it, but a woman collapsed, pulled out my phone to phone an ambulance for her, and by the time I left I realised I lost 20 quid. It just fell out in my pocket. But that £20 was supposed to last me the next week. It was all I had to my name. It reminds us that the money I've got is that much more precious. And I mean, it's nothing, but it's basically all I've got until the next time.
Back in 2014, you had some housing problems. What happened with your housing problems, and why were you technically homeless?
Well, I wasn't homeless as such, but I was on the verge. There was a fallout and an argument between, well, not so much an argument, just an unfortunate case of events for me and my brother. Me and my brother were going through a hard time because he was also unemployed and claiming benefits, and we'd both been sanctioned, unable to make the full payments of for the rent, and were threatened with eviction. So I was almost homeless. I was on an eviction notice and only had a matter of weeks left, but my gran managed to talk them round, and for lack of a better term, bail us out. Well, the security that comes with having family close by is very beneficial, but I really don't like relying on it. I'd prefer to do things off my own back, and if I was working, I'd have that.
Do you think there's something in Ashington's history that has made you the person that you are and made your circumstances the way they are?
So I'm not sure if there's anything in Ashington's history that's influenced my life, because I don't know Ashington's history. I wasn't there for it to see it and to see the changes. I'm too young for that. I want to say Ashington's always been just bland. There's nothing exciting, but nothing particularly horrible about it. It's just dull. There doesn't seem to be any life in it. There's next to no prospects unless you're willing to take a dead-end job for the rest of your life, or you have the ability and the means to move away.
Do you think that there might be something comparable in the situation that you're faced, your precarious, your unpredictable, your insecure situation, to the situation that Aboriginal people face?
Somewhat, yes. The lifestyles of Aboriginal people is all they've all been dominated, and they're basically told what to do and what land they can have and how to live, basically. And a lot of people on benefits are in a similar position, but at the same time, I wouldn't compare the life of someone in northeast of England on benefits to the life of Aboriginal families, because their suffering is for a altogether different and altogether different reason, and the scale of which is it's completely uncomparable. However, the precarious lifestyles are similar.
In what respect?
Well, I get the impression that they also don't know what to expect from day to day.